Hey guys, how's it going? Today's video is just as the title and description says. This video is for those of you who have just found out you have failed a nursing class. I want to let you know that I know that it feels like hope is lost. You know, you feel like you are just, you've given it so much, right? And somebody somehow, some way tells you it wasn't enough. And although I don't know how you feel, I can understand how you feel, because today is a very bittersweet day. Today for me is day 1 of 3 of our last 3 days of nursing school, because we are doing our NCLEX review with an ATI representative. So some of you who have been following me for a while may know, some of you may not. I failed my first semester clinicals, and I sat after my instructor let me know she wasn't going to let me forward, all of these things. I sat in this very chair and I just sat with my emotions and my feelings in the situation. Let me see if I can even turn it around and show you. Sitting here in class. So her office is over there down the hallway. It's actually this like first office right there, like that window, that's her office. And I sat in there and she told me she couldn't let me go forward. And anyway, so down this happy little hallway is this little sitting nook. And I sat in that chair and I was just shocked, right? I was just stunned. I couldn't believe it. So here I am sitting in this very chair, preparing to wrap up my nursing program. So for those of you who have waited for that last final grade to post, because, you know, maybe it just put you, for us, 78% is the passing mark. So you were sitting at a 77.9, or you were sitting at a 76.9 or something, and you're waiting for that final grade to post. And I've had a lot of friends in your seat where they were just waiting. That grade just was teetering right on that edge and they failed. My heart broke with them. But I'm going to give you guys that same exact advice that I gave them. First things first. Go through your emotions. Don't bottle them. Don't stuff them down. Don't whatever. But don't let them steamroll you. Does that make sense? Like, if you want to cry, cry. If you want to scream, scream. I advise not posting anything angry or specifically with names on social media. That's ill-advised. But if you need to go to the batting cages and just swing and scream it out, go. Find a rage room, get it out, but don't waste time. For me, I had basically, from the time that I had the news that I failed the class, I had 72 hours to get my reapplication fee paid, to get a letter from the nursing faculty put together, and my readmission application request letter together. And it just seemed like, I know that's only 3 things, right? Ooh, whoop-de-doo. But when you're dealing with that kind of like blunt force trauma of emotion, the last thing you want to do is take 3 days to just ignore everything and just get it done. So if you find out you failed, because this is finals week, I would tell you the first thing you need to do is check your oh, hang on, someone's coming up the stairs. First thing you need to do is check your nursing handbook. Check your handbook. the process for however you need to reapply is in there. And while you're checking your handbook, you need to be emailing your advisor. Your school advisor is invaluable at this point. So let them know what's going on. Let them know you need an emergency meeting with them. Let them know that you can do it through Zoom, over phone, but you'd prefer to be in person if that's available to you. Just whatever the case may be, email your advisor. Get that going. Most nursing programs require you to write a letter, basically kind of stating like, if we let you back in, what are you going to do? And for my advice with that is, whatever's going on in your life, don't be modest, let it out. If you are having difficulties with your significant other and it's really negatively affecting your mental health, talk about that in your letter. If your kids are, reeling from the COVID shutdown and they're behind in school or whatever the case may be, talk about that. Say that I'm having troubles at home and it's hard juggling these things. So for my situation, my first semester of nursing school, I was also taking anatomy physiology too. And so when I reapplied, I basically put in my letter that I don't foresee me failing this class again because it'll be the only class that I have. With the workload of theory being over and pharmacology being over and mental health being over, the likelihood of failure is slim. So, S-bar it, right? Talk about your situation. I failed my class. I was waiting until my final to get my grade and I failed my class. The background. This is going on at home. My car broke down. That's why I was struggling to get to class. Whatever your situation is, throw it in the background. Don't make it a sob story. Just be very objective about it. You can talk briefly about your feelings about it, but again, be objective. Your situation may be really dire, but kind of, I don't want to say whining about it because that makes it seem like I'm devaluing your struggles, but it's not. Just be very mindful of the tone you're setting with the background. And then do your assessment. Like, it was affecting me this way. I wasn't able to focus. I wasn't able to do this. I was struggling. Had this going on. I had that going on. And then give your recommendation saying, okay, well, because I failed this class, but I've passed my other classes. Now, see, for Yavapai College, the new cohort, the old cohort was that if you, the old cohort was if you failed a class, you had to retake the whole semester back over. With the new cohort, you don't have to take the whole semester over, you just have to retake that one class. So that was a godsend for me. And I put that in my recommendations. I put that, hey, yeah, I failed these classes. I failed this class, but I passed these classes. So my recommendation is that I'll be able to focus more intently. And there was a whole slew, and the other thing that I had to do was I had to get a letter of recommendation from one of the nursing faculty. It can't just be any faculty from your college. Now again, this is all going to be in your handbook, so check your handbook. For me, I got a letter from my microbiology teacher and I got a letter from my theory teacher. Because she's super loving, amazing, supportive. She's wonderful. I swear, she's like an angel here on earth. She just hides her wings really well. Get your letter together, your letter that you have to write, get your faculty letter, and you're probably going to have an oral board interview. Now, again, every nursing program is different, but you might have an oral board interview. And basically do the same thing that you did in your letter. Like, they're going to ask you what your situation was. They're going to ask you what your background was, like what's going on, and how do you suggest that you avoid this happening again. And for those of you who have already done that whole process and have received a no, don't be discouraged. I have a really good friend who is in the YC program, or she was, and she didn't take no for an answer. Anytime somebody called her with a no, she said, okay, if you can't help me, who can? So she just was ruthless. And she's found her way in another program. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. I love her dearly. So, anyway, I love you guys. If you have questions or concerns or whatever your case may be, just post it in the description. Again, I don't know if you watched my last video from last week. I'm still trying to get money together so my family can move to my new job. Just please, guys, share the link on your social medias. If this has even been remotely helpful, if anything that I've said has been remotely helpful, $1 helps. Seriously. $1 helps. I know it sounds so dumb, but I have over 1,100 followers. If every single one of you guys gave $5, I'd hit my goal. So, anyway, you can do this. Even if somebody has told you you can't, don't take no for an answer. Even if it means you have to start over and find another program, you can do it. So as I sit in this marvelous, lovely, heartbreaking chair, please know that somebody gives a shit, somebody gives a damn. I'm sorry that you failed, but you're not a failure, okay? Don't let that sink into your head, not for 1 minute. Anyway, thank you guys. Love you. Have an awesome day. Bye.